Welcome, everyone, to Friday's Inspiration, TGIF. It is already Friday again. I am so excited to be sharing this topic with you guys today. We're going to be talking to the men. So, hopefully, you have invited your men friends, your fathers, your partners, your sons, your uncles, all of your men friends, so that we can help men feel more empowered as well. We've been working a lot with women. Women seem to be attracted to my message so much, but I have been noticing lately how much men feel neglected and sort of lost, kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. So many expectations on men, and yet unsure how to move forward into their true, authentic power. And so that's what we're going to be talking about today, and three main ways to help amplify this personal power. So I hope you guys have brought all your friends here. We have Ontario. Welcome. I love hearing where you guys are calling in from because we have such an international audience. And we have New York. And who else do we have here? Um, India is always in the house. So great to have you guys. So and I hope you're all recovering nicely from the Lionsgate portal. Wasn't that some powerful energy? Today the portal is closing. So it was open for a few days before 8/8, which is the peak of the portal, and then a few days afterwards. So a lot like the moon cycle, where we have a much bigger window, and this was all aligning us to the powerful energies of the pyramids and Orion's belt, and just massive energy downloads and purity waves coming through. And I don't know about you guys, I've been had been having some sleepless nights through some of those days, and really excited about what's starting to come through now. So my abilities keep expanding, growing, increasing. For those of you who don't know me, I've been in the healing arts for more than 40 years. And thank goodness that, we're paying attention to what's new and what's expanded. And so this system that's been given to me, the infinity system, is directly from source, and it is a way to help amplify our energy fields, to clear the energies that are bringing our giving us a bad case of gravity and making us feel unfulfilled and unhappy and tired and all of those things. And it's all in our energy field, and it can simply be removed, released. And so that's what we do here. So this infinity I'm back. You guys still here? Great. Sorry. Hopefully, this is my apologies. Um, so, where were we? We were talking about um, how this infinity system that's been given to me helps you with bringing you into these higher frequencies. And so, it is available, this whole system, the explanation of this whole system in my book, Access Your Ultimate Power, The Blueprint to Infinite Intelligence, which is available on Amazon. So you can learn all about the system. And of course, coming here every week is the best way to stay informed about the newest downloads, the newest information about what is happening with our energy fields. So there, it has expanded since I've written this book, and we have access to more layers in our energy field, in our aura now. We have access to more creative rings. We're grounding our hearts now as an added part of getting ultra grounded. So it's always changing. And so it's great that you're here every week to get the best updates. So we are talking about men. I hope are there men in the house? I'd love to hear from the men. That would be awesome. So I just pull this up here. So a couple of things that I wanted to talk about. There's three areas that this energy system that I use is it crosses all genders. It helps people, right? It helps humans, helps us to become better humans. However, men and women do have different issues. They have uh, more propensity for certain things. And so that's why we're directing it towards men today. It's the same system, but it's going to be geared a little bit more to men's issues. And so there's three areas that I wanted to talk about that relate to men. And one is their being able to access your true authentic power. And so, for those of you who have been following me for a while, know that I talk a lot about how people mistake anger as their power. And it is a big energy and it has a purpose. And so, I'm not making anger wrong. The thing that happens with anger is that many people, and I would say especially men, use anger as their primary fuel source. And so it's very hard on the nervous system. It's very hard on our bodies. It's very hard on our families and our partners. And all this angry energy can be hard to be around. But if you're used to operating that way and you don't know any other options, you don't know how to access your true power, then that can be very challenging. And so that's one of the things that we're going to be working on today is helping you release the excess anger, or not taking anger away. It's always available. You can access it anytime you want. But what we're doing is we're eliminating and letting go of the excess anger, that anger that's always kind of in the background, judging ourselves, judging other people, and it's just really hard because it's always feels like it's always beating us up, like we can't do enough or we're not working hard enough, and so the anger whip is always cracking. So in today's MediClearing, that's one of the things we're going to be doing today is measuring and then eliminating the excess anger. And so once you've eliminated the excess anger, then you have more access to your natural, uh, innate power source, which is right at your solar plexus. That's that outward energy that gets stuff done. And both men and women, of course, we need this balance of masculine and feminine energies. However, um, I'd like you to experience what it's like to operate with less anger and more access to your solar plexus that's clear and flowing. So we're going to find if there's anything in there that's preventing you from really accessing your power. And when the solar plexus is moving and flowing, we have access to more energy. We won't be so tired. We won't have to push and force to get things done. Things start to happen more effortlessly. And so, with all the expectations placed on men to get stuff done, they are the doers, the builders, the creators, the architects, and they create the structures, and they they use all their muscles to get stuff done. It's just their natural, innate nature. And so we want you to access more of a fuel source that's easier to maintain. It's sustainable. So that's one thing we're going to be doing is helping you to access more of your personal power right at your solar plexus. The second thing that I wanted to talk about that uh, I know men really struggle with, and that is a lot of, and this is what drives a lot of this angry energy, is this a lot of stuff in the heart, the self-worth issues where they've been judged mercilessly, maybe by their fathers or their mothers, or and then it spills over into their partners, and it's just so much berating that makes men angry, and then it's a big cycle. It's a big cycle that just keeps going. So we're going to be releasing a lot of the judgments that's driving this anger and trying to keep it at bay by pushing harder, beating ourselves up more, and releasing a lot of this energy that prevents you from accessing more of your creative energy, more of that inner ability to go inward. And that's a scary place for a lot of men, especially because they've not been given any permission to feel their emotions. And most men don't have good models about how we're supposed to feel our emotions. And so the one emotion that men have permission for is anger, right? And it's more tolerated than, or allowed, or acceptable than men who are always crying. So there's a broad spectrum, of course, of emotions. And the more that we can access these emotions and release them in a safe way, the more we have access to our infinite intelligence right here in the heart and that ability to self generate love. So that's a really important part of releasing the judgments, but then how do we fill ourselves up? So we're going to be talking a lot about that as well. And at least that's what we're going to be doing in the MediClearing. And then the third thing is where, uh, and this applies to everyone, but we're gearing it towards men today, is how do we own our sovereignty? How do we become the kings of our kingdoms or the queens of our queendoms? Because this energy applies to everybody, but especially for men who have a lot of expectations on them. Maybe they have a lot of people riding their back, their bosses, their partners, their parents, and just all of this pressure where they don't feel like they are leading their own lives. They're leading the lives of other people and their expectations. So, how do you get out from under that? That's like this heavy burden. Even societally, all this pressure on men to perform, to be a certain thing. Man, you would know better than I do. Thanks for piping in, Don. There is at least one man here. Yay! And two. Now we have two. Thanks for showing up, Jerry. I was taught that boys don't cry. It's ingrained within me. I work on it regularly. Yes, absolutely. And so men have not been given permission to have their emotions. So I appreciate both of you guys stepping up and sharing. And so today, I think it's really important to address a lot of these issues that men face just with these three things. It's amazing how impactful these three areas are. And so, if there were, say, three main things that men struggle with, maybe the men could pipe up and maybe just say that the top one, if you'd like to share what you believe is the most important thing that men struggle with, because we'd like to address all of men's issues today, or we're going to focus on three. And because men have been a little bit neglected, we're actually going to devote next week as well to to some more aspects of men and how it relates to this energy system that I use, and how quickly and easily these energies can be cleared. So while you guys are writing, curious if some of you women have. Oh, there you are, Jerry. Um, let's see what else. Other comments we have. Oh, thanks, Elizabeth. Um, okay. We're problem solvers, yes. And so often women, especially, don't want a solution, just to listen. It's not in our nature. That's quite the conflict, isn't it? When women want to be heard, but men want to fix it. And so, how do we navigate all these worlds? And so, as problem solvers, um, we're looking at more effortless ways of solving problems so that there's not so much of this hard work. And there are people that believe, and it is certainly a way of operating, that you must work hard for a living. You must work hard to get things done. That's the only way to get things done. So I'm here to tell you there are other ways, easier ways, and it's certainly a way, but it's not the only way. And so I'm introducing some easier ways to get stuff done. All right, let's see. Constantly being told and forced to man up, and anything less is to be a failure. Yes, isn't that so unfair, right? That you're always having these expectations to measure up and to be something, and it can definitely be such a challenge. So I appreciate you guys mentioning these things. All right, well, let's go ahead. If there's, unless there's any more comments, and we are going to start doing a clearing so that we can address at least these three main areas. And we're going to see what else shows up, because I come here and I never know what's going to show up. And we just, I have a subject to talk about and we let spirit do the rest. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with this process called running your energy. And it's a simple process, so all you have to do is listen and follow along. But I'd like you to follow as though you're doing the work, like you're not just coming here and getting your energy house cleared, because you will never learn how to master your energy that way. And that's what I'd like all of you to do, is to learn how to master your own energy. That's how you really feel empowered, is when you can control um, what's going on here, so you're unaffected or less affected by what's going on around you. All right, so let's go ahead and get ultra grounded. So we're going to imagine that line of energy. I like it to imagine a big pipe, big and round and fat, to accommodate all the energies you're about to release. So we're going to connect that pipe from the base of our spine all the way to the center of the planet. And then we are going to see if there is, no, next we're going to bring those roots up from the bottoms of your feet. And we're going to send those roots deep into our planet. If you imagine a tree, I like imagining the redwood trees because they're the tallest. and then having that same root system going down deep into the earth. So we're bringing up through these roots into our feet, which is actually it's flowing. So we're going to bring this abundant feminine earth energy. This is going to help us feel safe and grounded on the planet. We're bringing this energy up through the calves and the knees and the thighs and then down that grounding. So we're going to be making sure that's all flowing nicely. Let's see if we have a worry circle. Yes, out to that third layer. And so this is that fear of stepping into our power. And this is a common energy. And there's control beings that are not allowing you to feel safe as you step into your power. So we're going to imagine a black flame right at the root, and we're going to transmute these energies. Excellent. And then the fourth and final part to getting ultra grounded is to bring the energy of our heart. First, let's make sure it's 100% open. It is. So now we're going to ground the heart down to our root. So right now it kind of like gets stuck right there. It doesn't want to get grounded, doesn't want to go anywhere. So in order for the heart to feel safe, to be grounded, we're going to go down to the root chakra at the base of the spine, out to that third layer where there's more control beings. So we're going to imagine a black flame again. So these beings can keep showing up at the same place because we have a different focus. And so new energies show up with a different focus. So we're using that black flame at the root so that we feel safe to step into and ground that heart energy. Okay, there we go. Whew, yeah, feel that, let go of that energy. Okay, good. So now the heart is grounded just by letting go of that energy at the root. So next, we're going to bring pure source down through your creative rings. Now we have up to 100 before it breaks through to infinity now. So if you're ever curious how many rings that you have, you can always get your vibrational altitude report. That's one of more than 50 things that we measure in this report without ever speaking to you or knowing anything about you. Okay, so we're bringing pure source down through these creative rings into the crown. So this is that third point that I talked about. This crown, right at your crown, your seventh chakra, this is where you give yourself permission to be the boss of your life. So let's bring pure source down through this crown, which is the energy is stopping right there. We're going to go out to the 15th layer. It's a little noisy here today. We're going to go out to that 15th layer where there are some control beings that don't want you to be sovereign. They want you to be part of this free range slavery energy. So we're going to use a black flame, and we're going to trust that it has enough intelligence at the crown to go out all the way out to this 15th layer to transmute these beings that are preventing you from being sovereign. Okay, good. So just transmuting this energy so you can be the boss of you. Okay, so as this pure source is coming through the crown, 6, 5, 4, stopping right at the heart as it comes down through this central core. So out to that third layer, those are all the judgments that are not yours, that have been put there by other people. And we're going to start letting go of these judgments by using a black flame to transmute the control beings that are here keeping this dialogue in place of judgments, of not doing enough, of not being enough. the fear of being unlovable. So just use a black flame right there. The fear of being loved. Fear of being heard. Fear of displeasing others. A lot of fears going on here that we're releasing today. This is great. Okay, good. So now, as pure source is coming down through the heart, solar plexus, second chakra, spilling down the root, now you're vertical. Take a deep breath into this powerful alignment, connected way up high to pure source, rooted deeply into our Mother Earth. Okay, good. Now we're going to mix those two energies, that earth energy in the legs, pure source coming down the backside. Where that meets at the root, we're going to mix it. And then we're going to bring that 50-50 mixture up the front, real close to the spine, through the second, third. So right at that solar plexus, out to that third layer, this is an energy that's going to make you feel stuck. It's going to make you feel tired. It's going to make you feel like you can't get anything done. You feel unmotivated. All of those energies right here. There's more control being, so let's use a black flame right at your solar plexus. And this is how simple it is to transmute these energies. I think sometimes, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but that men have this idea that you have to work hard and everything's hard and you have to push hard, so that when things are being changed and transmuted this easily, they think, oh, that's can't be, must not be good. It happens too easy. Or it must not be real, or it must not be effective, or something like that, which none of those things are true. So, but that's why I wanted to give you guys an opportunity to see how simply these things can shift. There we go. So, right at that solar plexus. There we go. Let's bring that 50-50 mixture down. Oh, so we're coming up now. Sorry. I lose track every now and then. We're coming up the front, through the second, through the third. Okay, so it's still stuck there. That's the beauty of this infinity system, is that, I'm always checking to make sure things are completely clear, totally moving. And so I'm always measuring and evaluating. Let's see what else is here while we let the sirens go by. Mhm. Whenever that happens, I always imagine the fire trucks taking the garbage away. Anyway, okay, so solar plexus. So this is the watcher energy, which is like a bigger, even more powerful energy than even than the control beings. So the control beings live in the let's see, hang on. So many layers now. 25, 30th layer. Yes, 30th layer. And then the watchers are all the way out at the 50th layer, because they don't want that 40th layer of oneness to expand. So right at the solar plexus, let's use a rainbow flame. And we're going to transmute this powerful watcher energy that's keeping us compressed, keeping us from expanding. Okay, there we go. Oya na amaye ki ano tupoyo. Iya na ki amaye da e a kupoyo. Okay, good. So now, as we're bringing this 50-50 mixture through the solar plexus and the heart, stopping at the heart again, out to that third layer. And so this is where the heart doesn't feel like it's operating with its full power, not quite able to access that deep intuition, that deep inner knowing. There's more control beings here, so let's use more black flame. bigger black flame right at the heart. All right. Muya anaya kiamapi aye notuapa kokoana ti imaye. Okay, good. So now we're bringing this energy up through the heart, throat, 6. So right at the 6th chakra, it's stopping here. This is where you have some more beliefs that are not likely yours. And it's going out to that 3rd layer. So this is affecting your beliefs around how powerful you feel you are, or what you feel capable of creating or generating or solving, or um, so more control beings that are affecting how you think. That's what these beings do. Um, so now the congestion is expanded all the way up to that 15th layer. So we're still using a black flame, and we're going to trust that this flame knows where to go all the way out to that 15th layer to transmute this energy. Excellent. So as the energy is coming up through the 6th chakra and the crown, there it goes, through all of your rings, let it cascade down through all the layers of your aura. We're going to pay special attention to the 3rd layer. This is where there's a lot more of that effort, that sluggish energy that makes you feel tired, hard to get things done. So you might notice it's especially heavy around the solar plexus. Whew, okay, good. We're just letting that drain like paint being poured over a balloon. When your aura gets below your feet, it merges with your grounding cord. So then it's got a place to let go. Okay, great. 3. 55, 60. Interesting. Okay, good. So the next layer that we're going to clear wants to be cleared all the way out to the 60th layer. So I find that that's interesting, in that the 60th layer relates to the divine feminine, and this feminine energy relates to the heart energy. So that and and um, we have all been on both sides of the past life spectrum of being an abuser or being the abused, being men, being women. And so we carry all of these similar energies. So we're going to clear the 60th layer with an emerald flame. We're going to start at the bottom. You can just put a big circle around you and just let that green emerald flame rise up through this layer, especially around the heart. That's interesting too. Okay, good. And so, all of you women on this call could also be using this as an opportunity to heal your male past life energies, your past lives as men. And uh, we're all humans working through all of these energies. Okay, good. So that's 60th layer and beyond. Okay, so now let's clear the circle of reciprocity. We're going to start right at our heart. And this relates to being able to self-generate that love so that we can fill ourselves up. Instead of relying on everything from the outside to make us feel good and validated and loved and worthy, we self-generate all of that here. And so we're going to start bringing this self-generated love from the heart. We're going to start bringing it out that right arm. And then if you put your fingertips together like this, we're going to allow that energy to start being received. So you're going to start receiving the energy in your left hand. So we're going to bring that energy up the left hand. So it's blocked right at the wrist. So you're only able to receive so much, whether it's support or rich resources or money or love or whatever it is. It's hard to receive, right? So we're going to open that channel up to make it easier so you can fill your hearts up, so you can start feeling worthy, deserving, less judgmental of yourself. Those are not even your judgments. Okay, so we're bringing this energy up that left arm, down through the heart, throat, 6 crown rings. Excellent. So now that circle of reciprocity is flowing. Excellent. Let's measure, because we started off with the energy of anger. I want to measure that to see what's left. And because we want to get that down to 0, which doesn't mean you don't have any anger. We're letting go of the excess, okay? So we've brought it down to 15%. So at 15%, you wouldn't even know you have it. However, it starts to build with just that little bit, that little 15%. And then before you know it, you're up to 50, but you still don't know it because you don't know how to evaluate. But that's okay. You guys are learning how to master your energy. So let's find where that last 15% is. So you can just feel really calm in your body. So notice the difference, maybe when we started compared to where you are now. We're going to go to that root chakra, out to the second layer, where you hold a certain amount of anger to feel safe. And so we're just going to let that go because you are safe, right? Your hair's not on fire. And okay, good. There we go. So now you're just letting go of all that anger, just dropping it down your grounding. See, you're totally safe. Okay, good. So now the anger's at 0. And let's make sure we address these 3 parts that I had talking about here. Hang on. Okay. So we wanted to okay, good. And then the other part we were let's make sure that your solar plexus is 100% open. So that doing chakra, the energy that gets things done, it's like your motor, it's like your engine. We want that to be 100% open, operational, functioning, right? So the solar plexus is only about 50% open. So even a cup of coffee is not going to open that up. So let's see why it's not open all the way, so that we can access more, or you can access more of your personal power. So we're going to go right here to the 6th chakra. There's some beliefs. Out to that 3rd layer. It's almost like there's an energy that you will never be able to get to where you know you are capable or where you could be. So why even try? And so that's a defeatist attitude before you even start, and it's not your energy. So there's a control being up here that's keeping this in place. And it's also interesting that most of these, like this 1% energy, is mostly men. And so there's an upcoming in this new paradigm, there's a whole new wave of men that are changing the landscape of what it means to be a true man. Not that man that's lording it over, not that kind of a man, but a man that helps others feel safe, protected, and those warriors that are also doing, amazing things on the planet. So there's a whole new wave of these men that are stepping forward, uh, because they know they've been called, for one, but they also don't quite know how to go about getting there. So all of this work that we're doing today is going to help with that. So, um, so, so in that sixth chakra, we're still clearing this energy here. There's a control being, so let's use a black flame to transmute these defeatist uh, energies that relate to how powerful you can be, because these are not your thoughts and they're not your beliefs. Okay, good. So using that black flame, it's transmuting these energies. Okay, so let's see. Um, you'd think we'd go to the solar plexus to open that up, right? But no, we had to go to the place that's controlling it. Our thoughts. Our thoughts are controlling how capable we feel we are. So let's see if the solar plexus is open now. 100%. Maybe you could feel the difference. And if any of you, even some of you women on board here, if any of you can feel a shift in your energy from the time we started until now, I'd love to hear it. I'd love to hear how that's translating for you. Like, what does that mean? Are you feeling calmer? Are you feeling lighter? Are you feeling more inspired? Do you have more energy? I'm not putting words in your mouth, but I'm curious. So we let go of um, the judgments in the heart. Heart's 100% open. Heart is grounded. We opened up that solar plexus. Let's see what that last place, crown chakra. Let's see if your crown is 100% open. Do you have full access to your sovereignty? And the answer is a big fat no. It's only 15% open. Let's open this crown so you can really have that strong connection to pure source energy. And this is where all the information is going to come down right to your crown. So let's see what's preventing you from accessing all of your sovereignty in your crown. Again, the energy is not in your crown, it's at your root chakra. We're going to go out to the third layer, and there's some control beings in here, about 5 of them. And we're going to use a black flame to transmute these energies, and then we're going to remeasure the crown. It's so funny, we're as far away from the crown as you can get, right? And this is how this whole system works together. It's so fascinating. All right. And so, because I always love learning new things, I have this deep desire of just, I'm totally fascinated by all this energy stuff and how it's always changing and new things coming up. And so that's why I'm really delighted to be able to start working with more men, because then I'm going to learn more about how their energy field might be a little different, how, so we're using the same system, and then how we can really start helping to support the men in our communities, in our families, in the world, so that this whole wave of men that are stepping forward can do it with much more ease and grace. So, crown, did we get all that energy? Wow. Crown 100% open. Great job. That's excellent. So I think we addressed our 3 concerns today. That solar plexus, the heart. Let's make sure the heart's 100% open. No, we already did that. We started at the beginning. Okay, good. So the 3 areas I wanted to address today were the crown, now 100% open, the heart, 100% open and grounded, and then the solar plexus. So that is also 100% open. So now you have more access to your true, authentic personal power. Instead of being pushed by anger, now you can be pulled by your passion. And it's a much different way of operating. It's way more fun and much more enjoyable. And so, one of the things that we're going to be doing in the very near future, it'll probably be October, but we're not quite sure when it's unfolding. But I am creating a program for men, and I'd like you to be able to share this with your men partners, and for those of you who are men on the call, um, maybe you have other men friends that would like to know more about this program when it comes up. So we'd love for you to sign up so that you can be among the first to know when this is going to be available. So you're not signing up for a program just yet or anything. This is just so you can be among the first to get the information. And there'll be some exclusive offers for those of you who are interested in this. We're going to be getting this all ready, so it's kind of new. It's exciting, but we want to see the level of interest too of those of men. And so, ladies, maybe you'd like to sign up your man to be among the first to know when this is going to be available. So I'm excited to be able to work with some men for a change. I've worked with plenty of men over the years, obviously, but to be able to do a group exclusively devoted to men, I think it's important that men, that, I can hold a safe container where men can really feel safe to explore with other men. It's a different dynamic when you have men and women in the same group. So, that's what we're going to be doing down the pike. So I hope you'll all be signing up for that so you can be among the first to know when it's going to happen. So, Friday, here we are, Friday's inspiration. And it's Friday, so TGIF. I hope you guys go out and enjoy this blessed weekend. Finish integrating your um, Lionsgate portal. If you haven't placed your intentions yet, this would be the perfect time to do it. And it's kind of interesting that we have this portal where we're placing intentions, but at the same time we're also in the energy of a full moon. So it's almost like sort of like conflicting energies, but not, because they're working together. Just like the masculine and feminine energies can feel like they're conflicted and different energies, but we're always finding how to do this dance together and how these energies complement each other. So I hope you enjoyed today's clearing. Be sure to share it with your men friends. And we will be back next Friday as well to do more work with men on three other aspects of this energy system. So go off and enjoy your weekend, and sign up. Sign up to be among the first to know. And we will see you next week. I think that's all we have for today. All right, sending so much love, and we will see you next week. Namaste.